Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing well. I hope you're having a nice, relaxed, lazy Sunday. I am. And that's why I'm here to do a vlog for you today. I got some plans later on today and stuff. But right now, I'm just lazing around, not doing much of anything and stuff. And I'm doing a vlog before the Memorial Day. I won't do one then, and maybe a while before you see me again doing a vlog. So I hope you all enjoyed the one from yesterday. I enjoyed it too, particularly to talk about women and cooking, women and cooking and stuff, and what a ridiculous notion that is regarding whether women can be a good wife if she cooks or doesn't cook or whatever. And so, that's just sort of ridiculous. But today I'm going to talk about, and as you see from the title, it's just, I'm making a statement and trying to talk about something that I think a lot of people don't talk about, or either they talk about kind of in a roundabout way or whatever. And so it's the notion that and it's not just the notion, it's what it is, it's how you feel, particularly in this country if you are overweight and fat. Listen, um, America hates fat people. It's not doesn't like, it's not slightly annoyed, it's not exasperated. It's hate. I mean, it's downright hate. And it's a weird sort of hate because it's a hate, but also it's we need you to feel better about ourselves. We need you to make money off of you, and all the other things that people do when in many ways they encourage stuff by discouraging it. And I want to talk about something that I saw a while back on Independent Lens on PBS. It was talking about the failure of the drug war, which I personally think is an abysmal failure, and has been approached in a really bad way. But what has happened as the drug war fails and people become even more invested in it, the government become even more invested in punishing people regarding drugs and stuff. I mean, people just double down on stuff. And although at every turn it's a failure, people and many people in the courts are saying it's a failure. Many police officers are saying what an abysmal failure it is. But it's their job, so they do their job and stuff. But they're saying what a failure it is, and particularly talking about um, the minimum sentencing limits that started. And so they were talking about it, and it was an interesting concept. And the guy was talking about essentially what happens when you sort of make something a bad thing. You criminalize it, and in this case, drugs. You criminalize it instead of doing it another way. You make it a criminal entity. You throw people into jail, and then that sort of starts this new industry. So people are now making money. So part of the reason so many people are still so invested in the drug war is because the drug war makes people money and stuff. And so it makes people money. You build new prisons, you build new ways to restrain people, you have to make tasers and new technology and all this stuff that goes with locking people up, and just tons and tons of people. And there are more and more private prisons and stuff. And so it's become this huge industry that, although it's, really an abysmal failure and stuff, it's become this huge industry that when it comes to money making, nobody wants to stop. Even if it's hurting people, hurting society, not working, it's a money maker. I was thinking about that regarding people who are overweight and what a huge moneymaker that is. And as any of you may have read or know, diets make the diet industry in this country is $1 billion industry. It makes a lot of money. And every other day you're hearing about this diet and this thing to do and this shake and this, Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig and blah 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 and all this stuff, which is just a money maker. But while people are pushing this stuff at you, there's also another aspect of people pushing unhealthy lifestyles and unhealthy food at you. So there are two things going on. People are pushing that, well, you need to lose weight and you're just not a worthy person if you're a fat person. But, and we'll push this diet and these programs on you and all this stuff, and we'll make money but at the same time, we'll push the unhealthy lifestyle on you, and we'll also make money from your unhealthy lifestyle. Okay? So it's two things going on. I go to buy some pants before this new job. I needed some pants. I didn't have pants, and the pants I had were old, and stuff had come out, and there were, it's just old, and I hadn't bought dress pants in a long time. Well, on the top, I'm still a Mrs. Okay, I'm still in the Mrs. section, but on the bottom is women's world, and I'm just up just slightly over what's women's, which is like, well, now I think it's like 10. I think it's size 10. And, I thought it was like 14 or actually 16 and stuff. And so when I saw that it was a 10, and I'm thinking, yeah, you girls that are a 10, you didn't know you were plus size, huh? Yeah, you're deemed plus size. And so I go to buy some pants, and I go to the Macy's to buy pants. And I'm in the Macy's, and I'm looking for pants, and I decide, well, I just, no use in me going to the Misses, because they're going to stop at size 16, just about, or 14, and stuff. So that's just kind of ridiculous. So let me go to the women's world. And I remember Macy's having a women's section long, long ago. For some reason, I remember that. What happened to the women's section, I don't know. It's shrunk to a little portion of the store, and that's it, and then the rest is kind of misses and some petites, and petites is a pretty small section too, to say that most women are actually short and stuff. And there's petites, and then there's sort of the regular misses, which encompasses, when it comes to women's clothing, encompasses most of the store and stuff. And so I'm going in there and I'm looking for pants for my size, and it took me all day. And I was going and going and going and going, and they didn't really have many styles, and they kept seeming to have a bunch of capris, and I'm thinking to myself, why are people putting fat women in capris? It's not a good thing and stuff. But I was just looking for some long pants. I finally find 2 pair and stuff. I go try them on. They fit great. I'm like, okay, I'm taking these 2 pair. But it took me it was a slightly of a whirlwind to try to find those. I decided to go and look for 2 more pair. But you can't really go anywhere else. I don't even remember Nordstrom having a women's section ever. I didn't go to Nordy's. I came out of the Macy's. I didn't go to Nordy's. I didn't go anywhere else. I wasn't going to, I passed by and went into the Lane Bryant for really a short period of time, but they didn't have any pants. And I was just like, they just had a bunch of capris. And I'm like, people do wear pants and stuff, but whatever. And a bunch of skirts and stuff, but I was looking for clothes for work. So I go all the way down to the JCPenney, and I actually find pants there and stuff. It took me a little bit, but I dig through what they had, and I find 2 nice pair of pants, 2 great pair of pants and stuff, and I love them. So I end up getting, but it took me maybe an hour or 2, and I'm not the kind of shopper that wants to dig through stuff and try to find stuff. I'm not that sort of shopper. It makes me really annoyed to have to do that. I know what I want, so I go in and get it, and then I leave out, okay, and I'm done and stuff, I'm not trying to be there all day trying to shop. And so I finally get them, and I thought to myself, my God, why is this so hard? Now, I am a size in pants, a size 18. If you're a size 20 or 22, I'm really wondering where you're getting pants from, because there was nothing on no store floor for you. Okay? Nothing. And and maybe, I don't know, I didn't go to Old Navy or anything like that. So I was just like, "Oh my God." You know, now the majority of women in this country average what, 12 to 14. So there's probably a decent majority oversized 14 and a decent portion under. But there's still a lot of women probably over to get to an average that big. It's not like the average is size 8 or size 6. The average is like 14 and stuff. So, and I'm thinking, well, where are these people shopping at? And stuff. Because, I see a lot of bigger ladies and stuff, myself and women bigger than me around Seattle, everywhere, and stuff. And so I'm just wondering, where are people shopping at? And it's just sort of demoralizing, sort of. It just gives you this feeling that, we want you here so we can blame you for all sorts of medical stuff and all this stuff. Medical's costing so much because everybody's turning into a type 2 diabetic because everybody's overweight and stuff. Now, I'm a type 1 diabetic, and the weird thing about type 1 diabetics is we aren't chronically overweight usually, and stuff. If we were overweight when we got it, we may stay overweight and stuff. We may gain some pounds. We sometimes lose weight really fast when we get sick and stuff. So our weight is usually somewhere, between kind of what we started off. Maybe you gain some, but it's not like I gain weight super fast and stuff, but it's not like I lose weight super fast either. It takes me a longer time to lose weight. It took me 6 months once to lose 20 pounds and stuff, and I did it in the healthy way. I believe in doing stuff in the healthy way, which is, trying to do some balanced eating and exercise and stuff. And it took me 6 months to do that. Now I'm trying to, at this point, start exercising again and thinking about exercising and feeling better. But I'm not really doing it to lose weight. But that will probably be a result of it. I will probably end up losing weight. But if my goal set in to go to this was to lose weight, I would be so frustrated if it didn't happen fast. So I don't ever go in with that goal. My goal is to have a healthy heart, because the only way a diabetic can have a healthy heart is that I got to get out and do some exercise. Now, I can walk around here all day long, and that'll be enough exercise for me to do whatever it is I want to do, and stuff. That, as long as I get my heart pumping and get some sweat going, I'm good and stuff. And I only have to do that hour and a half a week. So 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there, another 30 minutes and stuff. And that's kind of the way I lost the weight before. It was only like 30 minutes 2 or 3 times a week that I went into and had a little personal trainer, and we did some cardio and we did some weights and some other stuff. And man, he had me, before I knew it, I'd lost weight, and that wasn't even the goal for me to lose weight. The goal was just to get my heart healthy, and I ended up losing the weight, which was a great, okay, and stuff. So, I gain weight, something happens, and I lose weight, and then something else happens, and I gain a little weight back. So the weight goes up, down, up, down, up, down. It's only the slight, only slight differences and stuff, 20 pounds, I dropped 20 pounds. 20 pounds, I dropped 20 pounds and stuff. And so that's kind of how it is. And that's kind of how it's always been for me and stuff. As I'm getting older, it just sort of taking longer and longer. Depending on what kind of type 1 depending on where you are in your type 1 diabetes, you may have gastroparesis, which mine hasn't really affected my eating in such a way that I don't eat anymore and stuff, because many people that have gastroparesis are not eating any solid foods. They just may be drinking and stuff, and because they can't, their stomach doesn't work at all and can't really push things to be digested, so they need all liquid diet and stuff. I haven't got to that point. I hope to God I never do, but who knows. And I'm always really happy because my husband is fine with the way I look. God bless him. He's fine with the way I look. and stuff. I don't have many problems with it. I just want to be healthier. Losing weight would probably be fantastic and great, because I can't go under the knife. I can't get plastic surgery. Nobody's going to cut on a type 1 diabetic just for the hell of it. It'll never happen. We don't have, surgery just because we want it, and stuff. Nobody would do that. And that won't happen. So I have to do everything the old-fashioned way and stuff. But just going out and trying to find those pants and buy those pants and stuff. And I just thought to myself, this really must suck, to be overweight in this country, And as many overweight people as there are here, there seems to be this thing of somehow punishing you if you are overweight, but encouraging you to be. So there's like these two weird dichotomies going on. It's punishing you if you are overweight, but in many ways encouraging you to be overweight, and stuff. And so it's just, and everybody's making money. I think if more overweight people thought about that, how really people are using your weight against you and stuff, and using your weight as a way to line their pockets and make money. I don't know how they'd feel. Because when I was standing there in the Macy's and trying to find the pants and everything and taking all that time to try to find those pants, and I was thinking to myself, this is the weird thing about this, is that you're vilified at one point, and at another point you're used to make money, and stuff. If there was no overweight people, there wouldn't be any diet industry. There wouldn't be a dieting industry. There wouldn't be magazines. There wouldn't be, if there wasn't this thing that was constantly telling you, was an overweight person, nobody wants you, nobody loves you, you're not worth anything and stuff, there wouldn't be sort of this constant thing of women and even now men being so freaked out about weight because they think nobody's gonna care about them, or nobody's gonna love them, or nobody's gonna be okay with who they are and stuff. And so, you're steady trying to make sure you can, lose it. And there's insult after insult after insult after insult. There was the guy from Abercrombie & Fitch not too long ago, and that was insulting. Now, I don't wear no Abercrombie & Fitch clothes. Them clothes is for teenagers, so I don't even really care, and stuff. But I'm thinking to myself, here is somebody who looks like the back end of a donkey's ass, okay, telling you that he doesn't think you're worth anything because you're fat and stuff. And I'm just like, wow, isn't that, yeah, I don't want you in my clothes or in my store or working at my store or anything because you're fat. And I'm just thinking, wow, really? And stuff, so it's just sort of this, it's just sort of this thing of, well, there's this thing of unattractive people. Because I'm unattractive and thin, then I could make fun of you because you're overweight and stuff, and so it's just sort of weird. It was just sort of weird. The whole shopping, I found the pants I wanted and everything. And, I found this website online called Gwynnie Bee. And it's a site where you pay every month and you get clothing and you kind of exchange back and forth. You get a piece of clothing, you wear it, and then you exchange it and stuff. And at first I was a little bit nervous about renting clothes, and stuff. But it turns out it's really great. And they have a lot of really nice clothes. But the clothes are all size 10 and up, and stuff, because it's for plus size women and stuff, because we have such a hard time finding clothes. We also have a hard time finding clothes at reasonable prices, because most places that cater, which there are not that many, that cater to women who are plus size are expensive. They're super, super expensive and stuff, and so it's just like, it's almost ridiculous, and stuff, because they're so expensive. And, you can't, I went up a couple bra sizes, and what a disaster that was, and I'm thinking, and just like, wow, I've gone up a bra size, you know, and essentially that was happening during the pregnancy and stuff. And after the miscarriage, they kind of never went down and stuff, you know. So I've gone up a bra size, and even that's a disaster, you know. Now I have to pay a lot of money for those. It's like, you know, I used to be able to kind of get bras for kind of a reasonable price. Now I got to pay a bunch of money for those. And so it's like, it's just this sort of never ending, you know, punishment for, you know, daring to put on some pounds, or, you know, daring not to be a 4 or a 6. Now, it would be great if I got back to a 12. I'd be super happy. You know, I have no desire to be a 4 or a 6. You know, and when I was in college, I was a size 8 and stuff, and I was little then. I still had the same sort of body, but I was little then and stuff, you know. But to get back to a 12, I'd be just fine, you know, and stuff. I'm really tall, so I don't really like myself. And it just depends. Some people like themselves really, really thin. I don't really like myself thin, thin, thin. It just doesn't look right to me on my body and stuff. But, you know, and like I say, I've got a bunch of stuff. I've got this thyroid, which, you know, makes my weight do all sorts of weirdo things and all this stuff. And I wish I didn't have all this stuff. And I wish I was just like regular folks and stuff. But, you know, I don't think I should be punished for this. And you know what? Even if you decided that you were just, you know, you were a person that was overweight, you were okay with it, you didn't have any problem with it and stuff, I still don't think you should be punished, you know, and stuff. And so it's this sort of thing of just this constant sort of, you know, let us punish you. Not only will make your clothes really hot, really expensive, but we'll try our best to make them as unattractive as possible and stuff. And it's just sort of, I don't know. It's just sort of, it was sort of, I was just sitting there thinking this day, because, you know, like I say, I'm still Mrs. on the top. I still go to Mrs. and get, you know, tops and dresses and, you know, and even skirts there and stuff. You know, it's just pants that I have to have a size 18 and stuff, you know. But I was just thinking to myself, man, if you're bigger than me, you know, if you're a size 20 or 22 or 24, you know, what do you do? Like, where do you go? Where, you know, where is it that you go, you know, and stuff? Because, you know, it's not like if somebody's making it easy. They're making it as hard as possible and stuff. And so the point is it fair? Is it not fair? Well, it's not fair. And I'm not on here trying to encourage people to stay overweight or something like that. If you don't want to be overweight, then, you know, more power to you. Lose your weight and everything. But, you know, I don't like the feeling of this sort of arbitrary punishment that we give people in this country because, well, you know, we don't really like the way you look. You don't seem attractive enough to us, you know. You're not pleasing to somebody's eye, you know, and stuff. And so it's just like, you don't look like supermodels on the catwalk. And lady, remember, the supermodels on the catwalk, those women are picked by gay men, not by men. They're, you know, they're gay men's fantasy, you know, not heterosexual men's fantasy and stuff. So, you know, we're going to punish you and, you know, and vilify you to make you feel bad. And I don't like that, you know, I don't like that, you know. I'm exercising and doing what I need to do to make my heart better and stuff. But I don't want to feel like I'm not doing this because I want to be thin so everybody else will feel okay with who I am. Now, I feel okay with who I am and stuff. I just need to be healthier because I just need to be healthier. After 34 years with diabetes, it's best for me to stay as healthy as possible and stuff. You know, that's the best thing for me to do and stuff. So that's my motivation to do it. I don't want my husband to have to deal with any issues with me from not taking care of myself and stuff, when I could just as have easily taken care of myself and everything, you know. And I'm gonna go out and walk later on today, and it'll just be a walk, and I probably won't lose weight, and, you know, I probably won't feel super fabulous in the day after I do it and stuff, it won't change. But, it's something that I want to do essentially for myself and stuff. And I don't want this sort of constant insult, um, that, that somehow because I'm not a size 8 or a size 4, that somehow I'm not, it's just like somehow you're not worthy to have pants in your size. It was just sort of ridiculous. It really, really was. And so, I'm, like I say, I'm not doing this trying to defend fat people. I'm not really trying to defend anybody. I'm just trying to say, I'm just trying to say, kind of think about what it is that's going on. Think about why it's going on. Think about why it's happening the way it's happening, and stuff. This is not by accident that this is happening. Some of this is by design and stuff. So, it's enough to sort of think about. I mean, the best I could do is put it in the perspective of the drug war, that people are making money off of that, off of somebody's misery. But nobody's going to stop when they see that it's not working, or this is just making people really miserable. This is really causing a lot of problems, a lot of social problems and all this stuff. Nobody's going to stop because people are making money. So it doesn't really matter, and stuff, if the end result is, to you, is detrimental. So that's just kind of my thing for today. So I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.